everybody, it's Ashley from Ashley Julie Art. I just wanted to introduce you to my channel. Last couple of videos I didn't show myself. I just thought I would kind of give you a face to the name. So this channel is pretty much about just doing my art. I might do a little bit of craft videos here and there. But today I wanted to try out this new kit that I got from Michaels. Here it is. It's the alcohol ink kit by Ranger. I don't know if you can see that. I thought it was really cool. I've actually never used alcohol ink before. I'm mainly an oil painter, but of course I've tried a lot of different mediums like watercolor, acrylic, printmaking, a lot of different things. So I thought I would give it a try because it looks really fun. So this kit, it comes with 3 inks, 1 metallic mixative, a mini blending solution, an archival ink pad, a clear stamp set, an acrylic block, an ink applicator tool, and 5 sheets of alcohol ink on cardstock, and a technique booklet. So we'll open this up and see what it has inside. So this here looks like it's the ink pad. This is our distress. It says Black Soot Archival Ink. You can see that there. Let's see what else we have in here. And I did watch a few videos on YouTube about this kit and about actually alcohol inks in general, just to see what it was all about. And it looks really fun. So then this, pretty much what they used this as was just to like apply the ink. It's like a little nice little handle thing, and it has these little felt pieces that you can put on there. So I'll try this technique. And let's see what else we have. Now we also have these stamps. I wasn't a huge fan of the stamps, but if you like them, like they're pretty. But I might try a couple of them on mine just to see what they look like. So it looks like there's like some butterflies, and moths, and then it has this little thing that says Paris, and like some little sayings and like a little tree stamp. And then we have the acrylic block for the stamp. And these are the colors. So we have this color Stream, which is like a greenish forest color. And then Sunshine Yellow, Red Pepper. And I thought it was really cool that it added that they gave you like a gold color, like a mixative they call it, which I really like metallics. And I love like shiny glittery stuff. See, so then this is the alcohol blending solution, which I also learned on some other videos that you can also use just plain alcohol, but you want it to be like 90% or higher. I learned that from watching YouTube videos. But I guess they say that this can be a little bit better if you can get the actual blending solution. And that's part of the reason why I bought this kit too, because it just comes with everything you need to get started. It also has like the actual paper, I guess you could call it. It's like cardstock. I also learned from other videos that you want to make sure that not just regular paper, it has to be like cardstock and more like shiny, just because like in glass and metal and things like that for alcohol inks. Because if you use paper or wood, it's just going to soak right in and you're not going to be able to get the cool effects that you would normally get from alcohol inks. I haven't tried it yet, but that's what I learned so far watching the videos, and we'll learn together. So this is really cool. It has like this little technique booklet in there, and then it has different techniques. There's this one thing called agates. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. That's kind of what it looks like here, and it has like nice little pictures to show what to do on here. There's the monoprint. Looks like they're just kind of putting the ink down first and then kind of taking the cardstock and like swiping it over it. Thought that was really cool there too. The plaid, it looks kind of hard to do the plaid. I did watch somebody else try to do that too. I don't know if I'll be trying that one. Then the ombre, that looks more like you would need to blend a lot more on that one. Okay, and then it has it in other languages too. All right, so looks really cool. So we'll go ahead and get started and try it out. Okay, so the first one that I tried was the Gates method. That's the one where you went ahead and you put the ink on the applicator tool and then just applied it on top of the cardstock. And so that's exactly what I did. So I put the gold color as well as the yellow, and I also put the actual blending solution onto the tool to stamp it over the background. This one I actually think turned out the best. I really like how the colors blended with this method. By the way, in my intro I said that I had never tried this before. I do actually remember in college I did try this one time, but it was just like a very experimental piece, and it turned out a lot differently because I tried to actually paint like an item instead of just doing it like abstracted. It was actually a painting of a paint tube. But I didn't really like how it turned out too well. That's probably why I didn't remember, just because my mind was blocking it out. But yeah, this is technically I'm going to consider this still my first try. Now I'm just kind of moving the ink around, and I didn't really like how it was looking, where it was kind of drippy. So I really just wanted that textury effect that I had on there still. So I just kind of put it back on while it was wet and got rid of that little smudge that was going down. Yeah, definitely I think this one's my favorite. All the colors. Okay, now this one I'm doing the other method, the monoprint. This one was a lot different, I'll say that, than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to look a lot better, and I thought it was going to be my favorite, but I was very disappointed at this point when I pulled it back. So I just went ahead and started adding more on the actual cardstock, just because I didn't like how the monoprint method turned out, like at all. The picture in the booklet was a lot different. It had more tones to it, but somehow mine all just kind of bled together. But yeah, I made it work. I think in the end it actually turned out okay. But probably not definitely my favorite one that I did. I'm just trying to move the ink around a little bit again. Yeah, I don't usually do a whole lot of abstract art. That's kind of why I wanted to try this out, just to kind of help me get a little bit more used to doing abstract art. I always thought it was really pretty, a lot of the abstract art I see, but some reason I always subconsciously, I feel, try to like overthink it, I guess you would say. Since I always do a lot of like content subject matter in my art usually. But yeah, I mean, this is really fun. I definitely recommend getting this kit if you wanted to try out alcohol inks. Has a lot, pretty much everything that you need to get started. I do wish that I would have had blue. I feel like that would have been a lot easier to get the colors that I actually wanted, because then I would have had all primary colors and I would have been able to actually mix the blue and the red and make purple. Okay, oh yeah, and definitely make sure you're wearing gloves too, because ink doesn't really wash off very well. It's kind of like getting permanent marker on your hands. There we go, and then we're all done with that one. Okay, now we have the ombre effect. This one was turned out pretty much how I thought it was going to. So pretty much the instructions had you put the ink onto the applicator straight out and put it on one side, and then you went ahead and put the blending solution on top of your applicator and then did that on the other side. So it was just kind of to be the gradual application of the darker value on one side and going down to a gradient to the lighter value on the other side. I did kind of wanted to add a little bit more to this, so I went ahead and added that metallic gold on top, and then I just kind of played around and put that alcohol ink, the blending solution, right on top of the gold. And if you look closely, it's really cool. You'll see like that effect that it actually has on the solution. It's just kind of automatically starts bubbling around. It's really cool to watch. And then I just kind of kept adding it to just make the gold flow a little bit more, just kind of make it move around a little bit. And then same thing on the other ones. I just kind of moved it around by using gravity, just moving the gold. Okay, and then so I did the same kind of thing, like where I wanted the gold over there, but I thought I didn't really want like that little streaky line in there. So I just took the applicator and just kind of dabbed it on top again. Moving on to this is actually not one of the steps in the pamphlet. I just wanted to try and see what it would happen if I used a paintbrush and tried to paint with it. So definitely on this surface, it does not act as paint. Here, I still had the green in my paintbrush, so it was a yellow green, which I didn't want. So I had to get another paintbrush, so I had the pure green. So basically what I'm doing here is I'm trying to paint a landscape. It definitely does not end that way. It kind of takes on a mind of its own. But I mean, I don't hate the ending, the end product, but it's just different than what I expected. Definitely more of the abstract side of things. But it was still fun. It was fun to make. But it's like, it helps you learn a lot about the alcohol inks, because what ended up happening was the ink moved after I left it, like because it was moving while it was drying. So it took kind of a while, a couple minutes or so, because I put a lot of ink on this one, so it took a lot longer to dry. The other ones dried pretty quick. And then at this point, I realized that I wasn't gonna get like making it look like an actual thing at this point. So I just went with it, and I was like, I'll just let it be. Let it be what it wants to be at this point. Going with the flow, the abstract. There we go. And I wanted to kind of add the gold up top. And if you couldn't notice, that was supposed to originally be mountains, but kind of like those red rock mountains that you would see in like Sedona in Arizona, or New Mexico or something like that. Yeah, I think gold was definitely my favorite color in the kit. Yeah, see it. I mean, you kind of get a little bit of hint of mountains. And then this one, so I wanted to kind of experiment a little bit just so you can kind of see what it would be like if you used regular cardstock. So this was like the closest cardstock that I really had at the time that I thought might be similar, but just to kind of see what it would act like. So doing the same kind of method, I put the ink on my applicator and I put it on there. But honestly, it didn't really work the way like that you would think, because it didn't like react the same way as you just saw how it was moving around and kind of taking form as it wants. When you use it on paper like this, it kind of goes into what I was talking about earlier about how it kind of absorbs into the paper. So it doesn't really give it that alcohol ink quality. It's just kind of like, you can definitely use it. As you can see, it's still showing up. But it's kind of more like you're using paint, because it's not really going to be movable. Another thing about the alcohol inks is, for example, let's see, I didn't like how my last one turned out, and I wanted to actually wipe it off. I could do that, and which I learned from other videos, and I remember that actually from my class whenever I'm remembering about trying it the first time. But yeah, that's just a helpful tip for you guys if you wanted to try this out on your own. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but just wanted to give you something to listen to while you're watching the magic happen. After this, I'm going to show you the stamps that I did. This one, I think it actually looks a lot cooler when it dries, and I do like how the stamps came out on this one. And then I did have to layer the trees a little bit, which is alright, because actually it looks really cool when you layer it. And then if you actually have like maybe another color of ink, like an ink pad, that might be kind of cool to like layer different colors. I didn't have another color, so I just kept with black, but I still think it turned out really nice. Oh yeah, and if you're trying this too, I would definitely recommend putting like a paper or something underneath, just so it doesn't get on your table. I did have a little bit of issues with the Own Your Dreams stamp. I did have to stamp it down a couple times because for some reason it was not taking the ink the way that it was supposed to. So I did do it 3 times, especially that end, for some reason it did not want to stick. But just make sure that the ink is fully on your stamp. Whenever you apply the stamp to the acrylic block, it's actually really easy. I thought it was going to be kind of hard and like slip off, but it doesn't. And there we go, that's that one. Really pretty. And then this one's just showing what it looks like. I went ahead and did a couple stamps over this one. This one is kind of bleh. Like I don't really consider this one of the good ones. This is just kind of the practice to see what it would be like on another paper. I mean, it looks cool, but the stamps don't really show up as much as I would want on this one. Mainly because it's a really dark purple paper and then it's black stamps. So that's probably one of the reasons why that it didn't show up too well. But the gold looks pretty nice on it because it's like gold against purple. But yeah, definitely make sure your paper is super glossy. Basically like a plasticky, like the cardstock, like what comes in the kit. And also, I would like to try it on glass next. That I think would be really fun. But definitely a lot of potential with alcohol inks. I might do another video kind of exploring a little bit more of the alcohol inks. Just let me know what you guys think of this video. Let me know which one you think is your favorite. Yeah, and then if you guys try this at home, you can tag me on Instagram or Facebook, or send me a link on this video. But I definitely had fun talking and hanging out with you guys today. So if you had fun, just make sure you subscribe. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you had fun today like I did, please subscribe and I'll be uploading more content soon.